Warriors, yes.
gentlemen. Woo! Man, that introduction gets me every time, man.
I'm going to miss it. I'm going
to miss it too, but it gets me every time.
we got to get a new one, though, but I'm going to miss it.
Hey, well, we got what? Was it 3 more months left in this year? So that's between now and then, we got to get it together.
Wait, let me see something. Oh, there's
what's he up to? Wait a minute.
Well, it's not going to work because all the pictures are covering it. So,
exactly.
You have to take everybody out and bring us back in. So
it was our foot golf. Was this one?
Oh, that one. Okay. That one was from a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I think it was the first one, right? That was like the first time.
One. That was the first time, right. Where Sir Simon was still the reigning champion then, so he's still this reigning champion now.
He won the first one? I thought I won the first.
Yes.
Oh, he won the first one.
No, he won the first one. He won the first one.
I won the second one. That's right. I won it when he won the first one. It was only us three, and then the second one, time Pierre came, and he almost beat us, even though he came late.
Right. Oh man, I'll tell you. But I gotta give him props. He's a good player. He's a very competitive man. So I have to give it to him.
He's
got a younger leg.
I'm talking about you, Mr. Simon. You are the competitive guy.
Oh yes, sir, without a doubt.
He is the most competitive person I've ever met in my entire life.
Simon just plays the odds. Simon's like, if I just do par, there's no way I can lose.
Yeah.
Simon is not trying to outkick us. He's just saying, I just got to get par. I don't care what they do. They can get eagles for all they want. I just want to get par. I know what he's thinking.
Welcome to the Warriors United for Christ show. Yes, we will want you to continue to press the like button and the share button, but most of all, the subscribe button. The more, the merrier. We love you all, and we appreciate you. If we have to step up the game, we got to just step up the game so more people will be pushing them buttons. We love you, Warriors. Come out to play.
Well, actually, we're out playing right now. Rupert, how was your weekend, man?
Well, you know what?
But first of all, don't you mention anything about them people down in Texas. Just don't go there, okay?
Oh, boy.
We're going to eliminate that from the conversation, okay?
I wasn't going to, but now that you mentioned it, I'm so glad that, let me see. The Yankees split. Man U lost. Got crushed. What other sports team do I like that's playing right now? Oh, yeah.
Cowgirls.
The 1-1
Cowgirls.
Dallas Cowboys.
Girls.
How about them boys? Overtime. Okay, in all seriousness, do we not have one of the best kickers in the league? In all seriousness.
Because he's a football kicker?
No. He's out of his mind. He hit the 64 to tie the game with regulation running out. And he hits the game winner with time running out, a 46. He was 5 for 5. Nothing was under 40 yards. He had 2 over 50. He's an excellent kicker. I mean,
you just picked up a player too.
Oh, Clowney, yeah.
Clowney.
Yeah. Back to my weekend. So wait, back to my weekend.
Great weekend. But his name matches your team anyway. So
Whatever. Whatever. I had a good weekend. We had wonderful service on Sunday, of course. One of our associate ministers brought the word. Nice word. We had a baptism, a surprise baptism. We had a gentleman that came to our church. A couple said he was coming every once in a while. He was a friend of one of our members. They go to one of our deacon shops, mechanical shop, just to hang out. So he was coming every now and then. And then last Sunday he said to us, Pastor Rupert, I love this place. I love the word. I think I want to be a member. So I thought he was already baptized. He said, I said, cool. This week, they come up to me during we're doing praise and worship. One of the associate ministers come to me and say, hey, we got a baptism tonight. I said, who? They pointed him out. I was like, oh my God, God. So we got a new brother. Not only is he a new baptism, but he's a new man in the church. So we're just grateful. So if my weekend was horrible for Friday and Saturday, on Sunday, God blessed us. So I'm happy. Good weekend. All right. What about you guys? That was long.
Ours is kind of a dual weekend.
Yeah.
We had our men's conference at our church entitled Seeking the Face of God, started at 9 p.m. on Friday, went all the way till 6 a.m. Saturday morning. The outpouring of God manifested himself in that place. We had over about 30 participants. I mean, awesome. God just did a mighty, 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 mighty work. We just availed ourselves and we surrendered to him, allowed him to do what he needed to do. And I'm still feasting from it. I tell you, my voice is finally back because Sunday my voice was jacked from it. But, I tell you, we had a good time. We had a really good time.
Mark, I called him on the phone. Yeah, Simon. My boy, I can't get one. What you saying, Mark? Yeah, I'm trying to get. Oh, okay, forget it.
And then on Sunday, our assistant pastor, he just broke down the house like he always does. I mean, he's just an awesome speaker.
Awesome. Sir Simon?
Yes, still mellowing with the retreat. Yes, it was a quiet weekend, but like going through the whole staying awake it wasn't really a challenge, but for a lot of people, it was a challenge. It was when you got home, knowing that you had a memorial service 3 hours later.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then did I have to work? No, I didn't have to do anything. There was something else I had to do. But anyway, you come Sunday morning, he's creeping on you. You're sitting down there. But you know what's maybe, why we couldn't creep? Because the assistant pastor preached a message to keep you awake. So you had no time to even try and fall asleep. So the weekend was cool.
But shut-ins do that to you. Shut-ins it's tough on that Sunday. You better you want to shout, but you all better shout here.
Look, if not, just stand up like you're really into the service. Just stand up for a moment and then sit back down.
And then at 4:00 in the morning, when you have your own quiet time, people are already having their own quiet time. That's a quiet time.
That's a true statement.
That happens.
Oh, man. But I'm excited about tonight. Simon, look like you got a little sun over there, man. Look a little dark, bro.
Huh?
You look a little dark over there. Like you got some sun.
Yeah, man. There you go.
There he goes.
There you go.
What you trying to say? I crossed over? I'm not half and half no more. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you the smile over there. Smile, we can't see you, bro. Smile.
There you go. Hey, well, tonight, guys, we got another exciting show, which I'm excited about. It's episode 94. Wow. Getting close to that 100, guys.
Folks. 6 more to go.
Getting close to that 100. So we're going to talk about why is the world doing it better than us. So whatever that it is what we're going to talk about tonight. So why is the world doing it better than us? So Rupert, give a little introduction on that, sir.
So the real thing we want to know is, one, should the world be doing certain things better than us? And number 2 is, if they are doing it better than us and they should not be, what is it encompassing? Why aren't we doing it right? And the first thing I want to throw out there, which I think is the most obvious, is camaraderie. I think the world has camaraderie down better than the church. And what I mean by that is, if you've ever played on a team sport, teams understand, right, that there is the in-house stuff that sometimes happens, but it doesn't leave in-house. It stays there. But with the church, there's no such thing as in-house stuff anymore. Something happens in-house, it goes around, and then everybody's talking about it. I mean, I don't know recently if you guys heard about the praise and worship leader out of Houston who was
Yeah.
fired on the spot.
Fired right in the
I know
pulpit.
they were streaming. They
Yeah.
should have cut the stream one. The pastor
Yeah.
said that. But even if they didn't, it still would have got out
Mhm.
because it didn't stay in-house. And I think the world knows how to keep things in-house so that it does not leave. Like our parents used to tell us, what happens in the house stays in the house. You don't bring it out to the street. Right? But it something happens in the church, man. Before I get home, somebody's calling me. What's going on? What happened? I'm like, what? How'd you even hear about this yet? What are your thoughts?
Well, we know the enemy is the author of confusion. So he's doing what he does, and he uses whomever he wants to use. And so some people, what's the expression? Loose lips sink ships.
Oh yeah.
Some people just have the gift of gossip. It's like embedded within them. So they want to spread stuff, even though they may not know the whole facts. What is it? A lot of times they'll film something. You didn't see the beginning. All you saw is what happened towards the end. You didn't see how it was provoked or how it got started. All you're seeing, for an example, if I were to hit you, you don't know what caused me to want to hit you. All you saw was, oh, Mark hit Rupert. But they don't know what happened before that.
Yeah,
so all they're bringing in is what, not that I'm going to hit you though. No, I'm not going to hit you, but I'm just saying, in general, when people film stuff, they don't see the beginning. They bring in what they want. So that's the same thing with the church. Not all, they tend to bring in what they want. They don't capture what happened in the beginning.
Right.
So,
I take it Simon was laughing at my comment. Oh, it's okay. All right.
No, my phone just went off, man. That was my phone.
I know.
Sorry, the timing was wrong. Sorry, Mark. It wasn't letting you come.
I accept the apology. No, all good.
But your saying was, but social media, period. I think even in the world, though, when you said whatever you said, it just went over my head. But social media, it's like when someone does something. Let me go back. When Rupert says you're in the church, even if they cut off the live stream, it is a common fact now someone's going to get their phone out and videotape it themselves, because it just seems right now that any kind of action that happens anywhere, someone has a phone, and they're going to film it or whatever. They're going to do it, and then what? Next minute, they press the button, and then you're watching it, and you're like, and then it goes to what Mark says. You see a clip of what happened, but you didn't see what happened before or after. You're assuming now that, oh my gosh, that is terrible what happened, but you don't know what happened before. So with social media now, it's too late because they've already responded to it and gave what I would do this or you should do that. And then, of course, going with the church, I think there was a time where what was in the church stayed in the church, but it's just like the world now. Whatever's happening in church, you're going to find it on social media, no matter what.
Yeah, but that's right. That's where I have a problem, though, because sometimes, because people don't know the context of it, right, it shouldn't leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tendency to let it leave, and then people then will either make up their own opinion about it or make fun of it or digest it incorrectly. And that hurts the church more than helps the church. It hurts the leader, hurts the church that it's at. I don't know the conversations that the praise and worship leader had with the pastor. I don't know the conversation that was had before Marvin Sapp asked for the doors to be locked, take apart. I don't know those contexts. We may make fun of them and we may laugh at them. Yes, we do it even on the show. We get a good time. But like you guys were saying, we don't know the full context. But the world will keep certain things. You might hear that there was a fight in the locker room. You don't just go past that. You might hear it years later. Like I'm hearing stuff now that I didn't know happened. You see documentaries now, but this happened 20 years ago because we didn't know that happened. Because the world will keep the stuff that happens in it in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are fights in boardrooms. Have you ever heard of a fight in a boardroom? No, but you hear about the fight in the church parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about it real quick. Like I said, before you get home.
Well, although there was one YouTube clip where they showed, was it in one of those state capitals in Europe, where the parliament people were fighting with, and I was like, oh, they fighting in the
Oh,
parliament.
that's in
already?
England. Oh, they're going to do that in England. Oh, that's what they do in England, man. It don't matter where you are. They are loud, and they're going to be shouting above each other. I mean, yes.
That's just normal. But I don't think you're talking about England. I think about the fight that was happening. I think it was one of the Asian countries. I think it might have been either Taiwan or Singapore, where they actually had a fight where the guys went at it, fighting.
Yeah, they were throwing some blows. Yes.
Yeah.
Which that was unusual. You wouldn't see something like that normally. Even that, I was like, wow.
That's social media. That's like the pastor who rebuked the praise singer because she didn't hug her right.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're just talking about.
I didn't hear the hug part, because if the hugging, it's like, are you seriously going to test for someone who you said didn't hug you right? It's like, wow. But it goes out. Yep. So it goes out, and everybody's going to be talking about, okay, hugging right. And just like what you said, Rupert, the jokes will come out. The jokes are going to come out. And you're like, oh my God, he wasn't even that far. He wasn't even like that. But that's what's going to happen. So,
but then that goes back to that one. You remember where the young lady was rebuked from having a baby, and the pastor forbidden them from going to the baby shower? I'm like, that was just crazy.
Yeah, we see these crazy things, and crazy things happen in church, right? But we don't keep it there. Like, excuse me, like, there is no way anymore. Like, I don't forget what you said. In the day, it used to be that way. Something happened in church, it never got out.
Right.
Right. But today, if something happens in the church, it gets out. No matter what. If there's no camera, there's no social media there, you hear it. You hear what happens. Somebody calls somebody, did you hear what happened in church today? Well, and it gets out. By the time you get to work, people at your office know what happened at your church, and you weren't even there. You didn't even know what happened. Like, what? What do you mean? I didn't hear that. It gets that crazy sometimes because the world has a code, right? What happens at home stays at home. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. The church doesn't have a code anymore. What happens in the church sanctuary stays in the church sanctuary. Let the sanctuary fix it. They can't, because everybody has their opinion. Because even with the one with the hugging, right, with the praise leader, I heard that the lady was fired. So just before she go praise and worship, we don't know what the pastor meant. Although we had to let you go because we didn't have the funds to pay you anymore, you should still have showed me the hug in love, because I love you still. And you could have showed, but it tells me your attitude was that you were only here for the money. That could have been the thought. But that's not what's being said. The pastor's wrong. Yeah. And that's the issue that we have, because the church, people will get their opinion because of just what's being said on social media.
Because it shouldn't have been a public rebuke. That's what that is.
Should have been.
And it shouldn't have been a public. I mean, you talk, but of course, it might boost or whatever her congregation or whatever. People may leave because of that or whatever. But the world has its code, and remember, the church, we're supposed to be. Now I can put this right. I guess the example. We're supposed to be the people who do things right, treat people right, do this right. But when something goes wrong, like you said, all of a sudden it's expanded out. Like, oh my God, church is so terrible. Even though terrible things have happened in church, that we understand that part. We know that, but not everybody in church is like that. I'm sorry, not everybody.
No,
there's a lot of praying people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of acting right people who do want to do the right thing, and of course, there's a lot of acting right people in the world who follow their code of doing their right thing. So,
well, then that brings by my question. So why does it feel like the world is moving forward, but yet we're still standing still?
How so? Expand for me, Elder.
For an example, when it comes to, let's say, like finances, the world has a better way of budgeting, but the church is still doing the old way where everybody's counting.
Come on, man. Come
The
on,
old
man.
antiquated way. The old antiquated way. Whereas banks, they have better way of counting money. They have better ways of doing things, but yet we tend to do stuff so antiquated. It's like we're still even in some of our, not all churches, but in some of the churches when it comes to their media productions, is antiquated. Where the world is already advancing, it's like we're getting the leftovers. I'll just use those two as an example. When it comes to finances,
we're normally slower to get to something, right?
Mm-mm.
We don't embrace things. The church doesn't embrace things as quickly as the world does. The world wants technological advances. The world wants everything to be easy, right? Fast food joints, right? They want things to be easy. The church doesn't always think about the ease or comfort. It weighs the cost a lot more than the world would. That's what I would say. We weigh the cost much lower. So it takes longer for us to get with it. And then it's finances, right? Certain churches just can't afford certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes a way of looking at certain things.
But okay, Mark, I'll jump on you on this one. But this is 2025. We have bankers in our churches. We have all these people with degrees and all that in our church. So then what you're really saying, they're not really being used, or we still going the old way and we don't want to jump forward and let someone else take the reins? Or is it a close knit where only certain people who've been there for years can carry on doing the same thing?
Yes and yes, because some people don't like change. As Rupert stated earlier, when you introduce change, some people are reluctant to receive it. No, we like to do it this way. You know, we're comfortable, but yet technology is telling you to help you streamline things. Let's try it this way, but they're afraid to step into a territory they're not familiar with. So we get left behind where the world's already shooting out past you. Okay, bye-bye. You stay there.
And like you said about the close knit, there's also a lack of loss of control, right? So the leadership, how much control do they still have when they let certain things happen? That's part of the case too, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least I think. Is how much control do they have? They may not have the same control, but you would think that they would let people do certain things that are experts at what they do,
Mm-hmm.
or what they're already doing. But we see even in our organization, there's some folks that do certain things, but they're not called to do it. They have other people doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a trust factor too. You know, I trust this one, right? So let me give you a joke. For instance, I think it was you, Simon. One year you stopped me. I was walking towards the back, towards where it was convocation. I was walking towards the back to where it was offering. You were like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Bishop Stokes called me back here." You're like, "Okay, come on." I was rolling. Like, come on, Simon. I swear you know me. But it happens because, again, there is a protocol or something. So, you know, there is this way of us trusting and understanding, because some things are delicate. We don't want everybody touching Bishop.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody touched Jesus. But because there's a mindset of that, wait a minute, the time that we're in is different.
Okay, I was about to say that.
That's the mindset that we have.
Well, let's take it back even further. The first time I've seen an entourage of security people was at a Manpower conference with Bishop T.D. Jakes down in Atlanta. That was the very first one. I'm like, he had a whole, as he was going through the crowd, was like a whole mob of security around. I'm like, that's the very first time I ever saw that. I'd never seen that before.
And what was your mindset then? What was your mindset then?
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, but I guess my
I've never
mindset
seen it
would be
before.
there's a reason. Okay, I mean, may be incorrect. There's a reason why he has the entourage because we don't know the in-house of how many threats he's had or how many people will be saying this or whatever. Now, I'm not saying he needs to have an army around him.
Would
But
you have thought it back then, 50, whatever, 25 years ago? Would you have thought it back then? That's
no,
No,
today, because now
no.
you know
no.
better. Back
Good.
then.
Church was considered safe. Thank you.
Right.
Church was considered safe. People had a respect for church. Even outside the building, you had respect. But
Reverence, yes.
yeah, and people coming to church now it's I'm here because I want to be. I don't have to be here. But I like it right now. I can do this. Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? And that comes to the protocol. Now, I'm not saying all protocols is necessary, but some are. You just can't have people just doing what they want.
Yeah, but this is what Mark was bringing up, right? The world will embrace certain things because they had armor bearers, they had protection for dignitaries and diplomats and leaders and people, bodyguards for actors and sports people for a long time. The church didn't have it because we said, why do we need it? We have God
Exactly.
protecting us until some people got stabbed, until some people got threatened, until
Shot.
people got attacked. Now we're saying, wait a minute, this wasn't a bad idea. So the world did that better than us too. And it's not because we don't have Jesus, it's because people are crazy, right? And we want to protect our leaders and our loved ones from the craziness. But the world did that. They were on top of that quicker than the church was, even though there were bombings, even though there were all certain things, right? We didn't worry. Now we hear about people having guns in church. When they might have had it back in the day, we just didn't know about it. But now you got security with guns in churches because of the shootings that happened. All these things. So
Yep.
yeah, the world did that definitely better. And to continue on with that thought, they understand rest better. The world understands rest better.
True.
Understand rest better.
Absolutely. I was watching a church service yesterday. I was like, wow. The pastor, I'm not going to mention the church name, had his security on both sides of the stage. I used the word stage because it wasn't a pulpit. Both sides of the stage. And the one of them had on his full tactical gear with a bulletproof vest. And his armor was on. I was like, whoa, they serious at this church. And when the pastor came out and moved up on towards the congregation going up the steps, them boys were right there. I was like, they didn't miss a beat. I was like, okay. It's like that church had their security people intact for their pastor. But it's sad we've gotten to that point where you got the security standing with your bulletproof vest on with a sidearm. It's sad. It's gotten to that, man.
Yeah, but it's a necessity.
Unfortunately.
In some churches, a necessity. It could be because people are like the Charlie Kirks of the world. Everybody doesn't like your preaching. Everybody doesn't like what you're saying. Everybody doesn't like what you're doing. And you are now a threat. And now you must be gotten rid of in people's minds. So there are leaders. Rupert Johnson's not worried about it. Rupert Johnson's never messed with anybody. Right? But there are preachers that have to worry about it because they are seen.
Yeah, but Rupert Johnson doesn't have to mess with anybody. People just have a reason why.
Exactly.
To do what they got to do. Look, you could be the kindest person in the world, but because you said something or you irritate people because how kind you are, next minute you know what? I don't even like him. I don't even trust. I don't even believe what he's saying anyway. It got to be something. So I mean, mental health, as we all know now, is a real thing. So it's just totally real, and anybody can do or say anything at any given moment. And like we're all saying, it's sad that it's in the church that you have to have policing or security in the church because one person could go off. And then if you don't have security, that's the first thing people ask. Well, where was security? Where was it? That's the first thing that they ask for if anything goes wrong in the church.
Well, the old timers don't. It's the new.
Oh, they don't.
The old timers like, why is there security? What?
Exactly.
This-
We got
But
God.
it's funny because in the office building that I work in, I get there I arrive in the building around 2:30 in the morning. Sometimes my security guard be like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, boy, do I feel safe.
But
I said, sometimes, I'm like, boy, do I feel safe.
so because when I was at the Orioles, and they know that I go to church on Sundays, so the next day, the next home game, they'll go, Simon, can I ask you a question, please? Yeah, of course you can. Did you say you were security at your church? I said, yeah. Security? You need security in your church? I said, don't you watch the news? Don't you follow anything? He said, yeah, but church? I said, watch social media. Go do something because times have changed. And so I said to him, but you know what you could do for me, though? You could press the like button and the share button for Warriors United for Christ. And subscribe with us. You don't have to watch it on Monday, but you can watch it if you in your own time during the week. So that's what we're saying. We appreciate everyone who's done it so far and continue to watch us constantly. We appreciate you. We love you. You liked how I got that in, didn't you? Yeah.
I did. That was smooth. That was smooth.
Cool,
But
good
it's
segue.
interesting.
Good segue.
What you were saying about the security, we were up at Towson Mall, and when they made that announcement that the mall would be closing in 15 minutes, man, security came out of nowhere. Everybody was dressed in the security. They were walking through the mall to make sure to get people out of the mall. It was like an army of them. I'm like, wow. Because I had never been in that mall when it's time to close. Them boys were not playing. They will make sure you were out of that mall by 8 o'clock. I was shocked.
The world just does it. The world does security. The world does a lot of that stuff. Just we're late coming to the game.
Yeah,
we're late coming to the game. It's a shame that we even have to go to the game like that, but we're late coming to it. Too many people have been hurt and injured, and because that we didn't have even cameras in the church, just to have security cameras in the church wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be sued. Everybody's in that suing mold when anything happens in the church.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of things. You know what else the world, and speaking of that, you know what else the world does better? It takes care of its leaders better. You never have in the world somebody complaining that their CEO, well, you do have some, but that CEOs don't get enough money, or the owner of the company doesn't get. You don't have people say they didn't deserve it. They may say they shouldn't get that much, but they get paid for what they do, and they are many of them are liked for what they do. In the church, you have pastors that don't even have insurance. You have pastors that don't have retirement plans. You have pastors and leaders who aren't taken care of. If something happens to them, their families suffer. And it's a shame, because if we're going to take care of anybody, we should be taking care of our leaders, because they're trying to take care of us, right? Especially if they're a leader which you can depend on, where if you call them, they're getting up. If you need them to go to the courthouse with you with your son or daughter, they're doing it. If you need them to come home and deal with a domestic dispute, they're doing it. If you need them to pray for you until they're tired, until they fall asleep, those are the ones you really should say, hey, this one's important. But a lot of times they're the ones that go unwatched.
Mm-hmm.
And the world going to watch their leaders.
It's like the unsung hero, so to speak. You do all that, and yet when it's time for you to get receive that care, is not there, and that's so unfortunate. Even with that, when I think about how in Europe, how seniors are treated better over there than they are over here, and that's messed up.
You mean the senior the care system for seniors?
Yes,
you mean?
care system.
Yeah. Well, that's because Europeans, Africans, Asians think differently than Americans.
Exactly.
They look at their older individuals as wise, not old.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a different way of looking at them. So they want to take care of them. There's something about that person they want to preserve the history, right? That's in them. Like I was saying to somebody, you don't see old what is it called? Retirement homes. We used to call them old folks homes. You don't see a lot of retirement homes in other countries.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Normally they take care of their elderly parents.
Okay.
Normally, especially like if you talk about Africa, the Caribbean, Jamaica, the Caribbean or Asia, they take care of them. They don't put them away like that. You don't see a lot.
So, some of these questions out here too, man, or some of these comments. Well,
we have a lot of comments. We have a lot of people saying hi. But we do have 2 comments.
One's a book.
People that said hi to us, but John Wolf comes up.
Well, before John Wolf, you got one from Talia where she said technology.
I put that one up there. I put that one
okay, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I put it there. Yeah, because I was talking about social media, so I put it there. Technology. Yeah.
Okay.
So John Wolf, if you preach the truth of God, you will be hated. The more bold you are, the more hated you will be. Does the world do that better than us? Does the world hate better than us? Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
The world hate. The world could be haters, man. Okay, we've been talking about all the good things. That's one of the bad things. We have some haters in church. We do have some haters, but the world, man, whoa, they could be some haters. When you do one little thing on social media, oh my God, those comments come pouring in. Oh my Lord.
Petty.
I felt bad for what's his name's wife, Kirk, who got shot. The comments that were, I was like, oh my, always I'm looking at social media. He deserved it. I'm like,
I know. They even interviewed people. So I mean, like, wow, someone just got. But the thing was, and that's where things are really changing bad. That this happened in front of everybody. Even social media was there at the time, taking video, and you actually see somebody get shot. Just everybody sees it. Teenagers and everybody sees it.
It was that's how my oldest daughter came down talking about it's all over the place. And I was like, what? And she's like, he got shot there, so you can see the video, the blood coming out. I was like, okay, different show.
But wow. Okay, but what I'm saying is that before, it's like, even now they say the things you will see now may be disturbing to some, and so it may be graphic to some. Now they try to say that before you say, but now I don't think they're going to be saying that anymore. What you see is what you see.
Because there's so much junk out there now, it's crazy.
Exactly.
This one, because it's blocking my face, I can't even.
Social media is blessing and a curse because there's no room for error. I feel sorry for the new converts and saints. So if you are called to do something and make a mistake on the pulpit, oh my God, people are crushed. How do you grow from that without a camera in your face? True. The assumption is now I have to be perfect and polished at all times in church. We do not start out that way. We stumbled and fell, but we recovered greatly because we did not have video memory. Yes. Yes. I like that.
Is the world more forgiving to the mistakes that happen in church than church folk are?
I say the world is probably more forgiving. The church folk, no. The church folk have an issue with forgiving, and we're supposed to be the forgivers, the lovers, the understanders, if you will.
But I think
it doesn't happen.
I don't know. I think now, I'm not saying it's everywhere, but I think the church are getting to be more forgiving, because back then, They ain't forgiving nobody. You did something, that's it. Boy, you're gonna
Compared to the world.
But the world, because
Compared to the
Say that
world,
again?
if John Doe messes up in the world, and will the world be quicker to forgive than if John
Yes.
Doe messes up in the church? Will the
Yes.
church forgive them as quickly?
Yes.
yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think so. I think the world. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's certain things the world won't forgive. They're not going to
That's
forgive
true.
child
You
molestation.
understand that. That's true.
There's certain things that
That's true.
you're not going to get off your record.
Mhm.
But I feel that if you, I don't know, if you made a mistake, because you accidentally, called somebody a name that you weren't supposed to call them, I think the world will forgive you. But I think in the church, if you call somebody a name you weren't supposed to call them, they'll say they will forgive you. This is what I think Mark was alluding to. But do they really forgive you?
No.
Right? Is everything hunky dory?
Mhm.
So you're saying that the world will forgive you if you're in the church more because they will say, who
No,
are people to
I'm
judge
saying
you?
is
Who are
that's
people
how-
to judge you? See, that's what's coming out now. Who are people? The world. I'm talking about people in church. Oh yeah, we know they're not going to go to the church now because of what happened. But who are we to judge? They made a mistake. Okay, then we can forgive you. But
No, I'm saying the world will forgive somebody in the world. If you mess up in the world, they'll forgive you
World.
quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's up in
Right.
the church and it's somebody in the church.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that the church is the world isn't at the church. I'm just saying if you mess up in the world, they're quicker to forgive you. And if you mess up in the church not as quick to forgive. I think they'll say they are, but I agree with Mark. I don't know if they really do forgive you.
No.
Right? I just don't know. But yeah, that was a good question. Video memory, it's out there forever.
Yep. So Anita says, my mother's age said the same relatives take care of the elderly. They don't send them to nursing homes. They take care of their own.
Yeah,
That's
I
based
don't know
on
where
my.
your mother's aid is
Well, her
from.
mother's age was, I think, was Jamaican or African, one of them.
Oh,
So,
Jamaican, yeah.
right.
I'm Jamaican. No nursing home. You are looked as a bad child if you send your parent to a nursing home.
mhm.
I mean, the saying goes, right? Why do you have children? So you can take care of them when they're 18. They can take care of you when you're 80.
Mhm.
Right? And that's the thing. So and so it's real tough because it's a different mindset. Different mindset. That's great. My buddy, Bishop Omonde, listening from Kenya. Good discussion.
Osmond.
Ooh, Anita's on roll tonight.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah,
He's back.
she's back. Says, I don't think the world is more forgiving because they dislike the church. It really shows now, especially because our stance against the LGBT. And he, she, we were having that conversation earlier today about the them and theys and hers and his, where we were talking about that earlier today. And it's like, even in the job, you have the titles next to their name. They got that she, he, or they, them. I'm like, no, you are he, you, she, and that's it. But that's another show too.
He, she, they, them. I even said the they, them part. I even said the they, them.
Right.
Like, I
That's
understand
like
that.
legions. It sounds like you're talking about legions.
They,
Yeah,
them.
but you got them people. You got them saying that in the pulpit. I'm talking about LGBT or whatever. I mean, standing in the pulpit.
Mhm.
When I say preaching, that's talking about the he, she's, and starting off with my name is so and so. My pronoun is she, and that's before you even start the message. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm going to do that this week. God bless you, everybody.
I'm
I
telling you
want
now.
to bring a word today from Jesus, who is a he, she, and the apostles, they, them.
I've
I'm
already
telling
given
you.
them pronouns.
Talk about being unforgiven. Talk about being unforgiven.
Look, if I was at a church And if the minister stood up talking about my pronoun, I'm going to the door. Don't pass go. I'm gone.
The apostles, they, them. I don't want you to. The 12 disciples, they, them.
You want to read the next one? Because I can see where we're going with this one, unless we stay with it.
Go ahead, man.
We stay with it.
Where are we? Okay, Holly. All right. Oh, thank you, Uncle Rupert. What'd I do? Thank you, Uncle Rupert. Please tell my dad that the roles reverse as the kids and parents age one day. I'll take care of them. He refuses to accept that.
What?
She was saying, yeah, bro, she's going to take care of you one day, and you refuse to accept it. As if your daughter, she said you're getting old. She got to worry about you.
No response, Mark? What?
In one of the lines I say in our upcoming production is, whatever.
Oh, you know she will, Mark. Mark.
I know.
You know she'll be there.
I know.
You know what? But how he's saying is he's refusing to accept the fact that one day, and there are some adults who do refuse the fact that one day they'll be taken care of. My dad was not one of those adults. He didn't want to move. My dad refused to move from the house that him and his wife bought in this country together, that they lived in together for over 30 years. And when she passed away, we suggested he move closer to the church. Why drive 30 minutes or 25 minutes? He said, no, I'm not moving. So we had to arrange who slept over at the house.
Mm-hmm.
My sister lived closer. My younger sister lived closer, so she stayed there 4 days in the week. I stayed there 3 days of the week with my dad because we never wanted to be alone. But there was no way he was going to move from that home. So,
but see, Rupert, I'm not worried because we're going to be raptured out of here by that time. So what?
What?
We're going to be raptured out of here. So there's no need to go. No need to have this conversation.
He's got a 15-year window for Jesus to go.
He said any day I can crack that sky. So come on now.
He knows something we don't know yet. I mean,
the word says any day.
We know that any day.
Right.
We know that any day. Right now. Mark, we're going to take care of your cramps.
That to me is the scariest thing. That I'll be sitting here, all of a sudden you guys disappear, and I'm still here. Oh my God, I will cry like a baby, and everybody can see me. You all get raptured tonight. Oh my God, that's the scariest thing to me. I don't even want to think about it. Let's go to the next question. I don't want to think about
it. I got them all scared. Oh, this was a good one.
Anita's going in.
I like that. She says, I think the world will forgive others in the world because half of them are crooks, liars, and support each other's agenda. They may hate each other guts, but will walk together and accomplish their mission. She said they're crooks and liars. Preach, Sister Anita Brodus.
Anita, not all the world are crooks and
liars.
Come
but you got crooks and liars in the church too. So.
Oh.
Hey, Rupert.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay. I'm by myself. Okay.
He wrapped it out.
But I'm sure there's people out there who agree.
Unfortunately, that is a true statement.
It shouldn't be.
Liars in the church.
It shouldn't be, but wow.
It is a true statement. It is true. Oh, Lord.
The church can be self-righteous, but the world sees itself in other people's transgressions. The world identifies with one another.
that kind of brings Anita's thought right together
Exactly.
because, wow, we don't identify as, I know we say, there goes I before the grace of God, but we say that for the world. When we don't say for each other, there goes
Right.
I with the grace for the grace of God.
Mhm.
And man, that's really good, brother. That's very. I got it. I'm going to give you
I like that.
a
I
high
like
five
that.
on that one because
Yes, sir.
that's a real good thought. Maybe it's because we don't see. We're self-righteous. We think, oh my God, I would never do that again, and God saved me from that. Oh, I like that one. Okay.
Oh, she on the road tonight.
I will tell
She
you.
said the church isn't working together like it should. The African American race isn't working together. We've gotten started. We've got to stand. See, we got to stand together against their race. This racist demon. Ooh.
Was she taking IBM's place today?
She is. That's IBW. The black woman.
She said racist. She said racist demon.
They did this black woman. Yeah, IBW.
Yeah.
That's a Simon. Yeah, because that's crazy. He's taking her spot. But yeah, but you're right. The African Americans stand together, but the church definitely doesn't stand together. You know, we talked about that. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
When I was in high school, I heard this loud trumpet sound. I thought it was the time. I didn't realize the school band was rehearsing that.
What? But remember, the rapture was supposed to come 2000, 2010, 2020. The world was supposed to be coming to an end all them times. And we're still here.
But you know, to Holly's point, because we were up at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore in the Sheraton garage, and at that time the boat, the Spirit of Baltimore, was about to leave out, and the horn was so loud. It was like, I was like this. I did like this. I was like, it sounded like Gabriel blowing their horn, man. I was like, okay, I got scared.
but you haven't been there when the cannon goes off.
No,
they have a cannon. So of course you think someone's boom when the cannon goes off at the harbor, and if you don't know, you're right close. You got like a mini heart attack, bro. But anyway, Rupert's still laughing about the band.
Do you know how in-depth worried you have to be to hear a trumpet and say, "Oh my God!"
Hey, that trumpet sound, man, any day.
That's gotta be Holly. That is an awesome story. I hope that you were kind of in a daze at the time, that you weren't fully aware, because man, you had Mark and Anita grew you up well if you were that in depth to say, I heard a trumpet. Is that the rapture?
That's right.
She was listening to Louis Armstrong, man.
Listen to you. Wow, man. We've gotten this show with like 5 minutes left. Woo!
Oh my God. All right. So, well, we talked about a couple things the world does better. Is there anything the church does better than the world? That's the last 5 minutes. What does the church do better than the world?
You should be praying.
I would say, yeah, the church does pray better than the world. I agree with you on that.
The only church, okay. So does every church pray better than other churches? Because remember, if we're saying our church is the only church, only true church, well, do other churches pray better than we do? Other religious organizations? Some of them do. How many of us can say we pray 3 times a day, no matter what?
True. Well,
how many of us say how many of us have a Sabbath day that we say every Friday they're doing Sabbath, and we're not doing anything? We're shutting down. We're not getting our vehicles. We're going to walk to the synagogue. We don't drive our vehicles until sun up the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Some religions do things better than our church. if we're going to be very, very particular.
Well, back to your question.
We
I
shout better
think
than
the church does this better than the world. Moral character. I'm speaking because of personal leaders in our church where they exhibit excellent integrity. So I think the church exhibits integrity better than the world does.
And then the world will go and find out, or they don't have to find out, that Mark's statement was wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. But that's okay then. That's like saying that the most powerful man in America right now is our leader, who's supposed to be an example. Hey, look, does he have it? That's your leader. That's where he's supposed to start from and move down to.
I have to agree. The church has better morals than the world, but we're supposed to. Because morals come from God.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just the fact that we recognize our God gives us better morals.
There you go.
Right? Because we have something to judge ourselves on.
Exactly.
Whether we judge ourselves accurately or not, we have something. The world chooses what they want to judge themselves on. Right? They don't have a standard. They say, to judge myself, here's the things I got to worry about. They make up their own. They make up their own list that they want to be judged by, even though they don't know that that list comes from God. So they don't recognize. So yeah, I guess we do morals better than the world. We definitely shout better than the world.
Well, it should be a gift anyway, because when we go to work, when we go anywhere we go, they're supposed to see something different in you, whether how you talk, your morals, how you act, what you don't do. They may criticize you for it, and they will always criticize you for it, but there's a stand that we have to make and we have to do. And sometimes you don't have to do it by verbally, but the way you live and the way you act.
Definitely.
Because your character speaks volumes.
Lacks morals. Come to my job.
Anita on the roll, bro. Okay, invite me, Miss Anita. I'll come. I'll come.
It's crazy, man. I tell you, because that whole moral thing, integrity, is so important. Because in the job, you're not going to find it. And the job is cutthroat. It's about me getting what I got, and you don't get what I get. So it's rough.
Yeah, but then you do have places where our time's up, so we can't.
Oh, wow. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're excited about what you had to say, and again, stay tuned next week.
Wow.
You'll just hear us say,
"You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Whoa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.